Today on Forbes, Tesla's manufacturing hangover is steering Musk into robotics. Since it began selling electric vehicles in 2008, Tesla has positioned itself as an unconventional carmaker compared to incumbents. But after back-to-back annual sales declines, the Elon Musk-led company looks an awful lot like a traditional auto brand in one key aspect: underutilized auto plants. The Austin-based company this month said its global sales fell 6.7% last year, a second consecutive annual decline, and that it built 1.65 million vehicles at plants in Shanghai, California, Germany, and Texas, 119,000 fewer than in 2024. That meant Tesla used just 70% of the more than 2.35 million units of annual production capacity the company lists for its plants, down from a high of 89% in 2021. Mike Wall, an auto industry analyst for S&P, said, quote, "The average utilization rate running in North America, as an example, is about 69%, so it looks like Tesla's at roughly around the same number. The general threshold of what somebody would deem as healthy capacity or maybe optimal capacity utilization would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 75% to 80%. Just 2 years ago, Tesla was still planning new auto factories in Mexico and India as Musk anticipated dramatically higher sales growth, led by the popularity of its Model Y and Model 3 EVs. But its failure to release new models, beyond the disappointing Cybertruck, intense competition in China, and blowback in the US and Europe over Musk's right-wing politics have all impacted the brand. So it's hardly surprising its billionaire CEO is now pinning Tesla's future on being a robotaxi, AI, and robotics powerhouse, businesses that don't yet generate any meaningful revenue for the company. Excess factory capacity is one of the most common auto industry problems, and is why few high-volume car makers achieve the kind of high double-digit gross profit margins Tesla posted in 2022, when its full-year margin hit nearly 26%. Auto plants cost billions of dollars to build and upgrade, and the burden of paying for them increases if they're not heavily utilized. Even in China, Tesla's most profitable market, the company's Shanghai plant likely produced only about 850,000 vehicles last year, more than 100,000 units below its official capacity. The company's newest plants, in Berlin and Austin, were likely the most underused last year for two simple reasons. Tesla's sales in Europe plunged 28% last year to just 235,322 units. Its Berlin factory is designed to build more than 375,000. And the second reason is weak Cybertruck sales, indicating the company used only about a quarter of the 125,000 unit capacity it has to build that model in Texas. Tu Lei, managing director of consultancy Sino Auto Insights, told Forbes, quote, "What was going to be an asset for them 6 years ago when they announced Berlin and when they announced Austin is now this weight on their neck because they just don't have any products on the market to justify them. They're relying on a 6- and 9-year-old product to hold almost 2 million units, too many units of capacity. That's an impossible task." Musk has said Tesla's newest model, the Cybercab, will go into production at Austin in April, though the fate of the two-door electric is far from clear. Musk wants to sell it as a self-driving vehicle with no steering wheel or conventional controls, but it doesn't appear Tesla has federal approval to do that at this point, and didn't trademark the name. If it's sold simply as a $30,000 EV, most industry analysts don't think it will generate substantial additional sales for the company. S&P's Mike Wall said, quote, "As a consumer retail application, I would say no. It's not anything that you or I are going to run out to grab." For full coverage, check out Alan Ownsman's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.